Well.
We should do that in every podcast. We should like look to each other for the first time.
I didn't even mean to do that.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. We should be like, all right, here we are again.
Man, what would have been even cooler is if you didn't draw any attention to it.
I'm so not cool.
It's cool.
That's cool. I can't help it.
That's actually cool. That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, we're here in the emergency podcast system. The emergency podcasting system.
The OMG.
Yeah. Election 2024 has commenced.
Yes.
We did it, y'all. We did democracy.
Yes, democracy played out. Oh,
apparently it's over now.
Yeah, democracy is over.
Yes.
Masks off.
Yes.
Is I think how a lot of people are feeling. For better or worse. I think a lot of people feel better about it. Some people feel worse about it. But here we are.
Yeah, look, it sucks if this didn't go the way that you wanted it to.
Yeah.
And it's fucking rad if it did. Like, we're happy for you. That's cool.
Yeah.
It sucks if it didn't go the way you thought it would or expected it to or wanted it to. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how we feel. We didn't endorse this election in any way.
I do not endorse.
We did not endorse. We did not consent.
I do not consent.
Yeah. It feels like this election happened to us, and apparently democracy was on the line.
It is. I mean, it is comical. It is comical.
What?
I mean, I believe people. Like, I do think our democracy is going to look very different. And I like, everyone's worst fears played out. I'm like, sure, yeah. Like, I'm not even trying to be like, but where we're at is we're like, you kind of see who your options were, and you're like, okay, the Republicans allowed democracy to play out on their end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did.
They allowed for the vote of the people to decide who their...
Yeah. Well, in 2016, there's nothing less there's nothing less that the establishment Republican Party wanted than Donald Trump being their nominee. But it was the will of the people, and they like, to their credit, didn't stand in the way of it. The guy was a fucking lunatic. He still is, and now he's like more deranged, and like he's just like fucking more twisted Joker. This is Joker 2.
Yeah, this is Joker 2.
This is about to be Joker 2.
I hope there's
I think this one's going to be a musical. I think that Lady Gaga is going to have a big role in it. But to their credit, they allowed democracy to play out. And, they did not want to see their party hijacked by, like, extreme right-wing, like, redneck behavior. They wanted to do their war crimes and all that stuff, like, with a mask on. And Trump was here to say, we're taking the mask off. And a fever broke for them, and the floodgates opened. And the Democrats haven't allowed for that to happen.
Yeah, because we all remember what happened with Bernie. It was a concerted effort to make sure he wasn't the nominee. Mm-hmm. And so that, like you like to say, so that we could have a...
Well, Obama needed to step in, and then we're talking about 2020 now, in the 2020 primary when Bernie was rolling. He was rolling, and there was a big field of people that were just going to have to start dropping out one by one. Obama said, I'm stepping in. I need to protect the world from Bernie. I need to protect the people. Okay, everyone, grow up. That Obama came along and told us to grow the fuck up, and that we'll get 4 years of Joe Biden.
He lost sight of all hope and change.
Oh, yeah. He's like, give up hope and change.
It ain't coming.
It ain't coming. Like, for some reason, the Democrats will just allow Obama to run the party, I guess, and pick the nominees and say, we're not doing a proper primary this time. Everyone will drop out at once and unify against Bernie. And
democracy's on the line, and we're running a candidate who didn't win a primary. No one voted for her. Actually, when she did run in the primaries, no one voted for her. Oh, and also,
democracy's on the line.
Let's not let her... Everyone loves how the Republican how Donald Trump is free and unfettered and unscripted, and let's make sure that she's has her script that you can't see her get through a thought without thinking, am I saying the right freaking thing?
Yeah, God. If democracy or whatever, I'll put air quotes around democracy because I think we're very fucking far from it. But if it
might have already ended, is what I think the
might
idea.
have. Oh my God, I'm not doing a history lesson on here. We don't have that. But in air quotes, the thing that we're trying to protect, democracy with the trademark logo. If it's so fragile that one man in one election can destroy it, can just destroy 248 years of this thing we've had. I don't know. Maybe it's time to hit a hard reset on the way we govern. Maybe it's time to look at things completely differently, like we've been saying for a long time. But
if there are empires that need to fall, we might be part of one.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say that because you feel like a lot, like I don't mean to be insensitive at this time, and I don't mean to be glib or anything like that. Like, I don't want people to get hurt. I don't, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I want a civil nation, a loving one, not a masks off, fuck you, go back to your country even though you were freaking here longer than me. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's ugly, it's angry, it's nothing I would ever vote for or support. No.
And luckily we haven't gone all in on our life being determined by fucking national politics.
Well, I think what happened is when Trump got elected the first time, everyone was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And a lot of people YOLO'd it. I mean, I think we were already...
We definitely did.
I think we were already on the YOLO train.
We were definitely YOLOing, but that's when our life really just...
And not YOLO
went full psychedelic.
I feel like YOLO in a what's really important.
Yeah.
YOLO okay, friends, family, relationships, your health, your well-being, these...
Your outlook.
If these institutions can be run by... Donald Trump, listen to him talk for an hour, 3 hours or whatever. You'll be like, this is the guy in charge? And you'll be like, oh, actually, I need to be the one in charge. You know?
Yeah. I mean, look, I think that you're keeping a positive mindset and a good outlook through this is the only way to not fall into victimhood. I always say, that Descendants lyric, you can only be a victim if you admit defeat. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't think anyone defeated me in any way. And nothing's going to keep my spirit down. And nothing's going to keep me from creating and loving and being kind. And those are the things we need to double down on right now, and keeping a positive outlook. I already see people that fucking should know way better. People that we know that are spiritual putting out these things being look, the world isn't going to end, but it's going to fucking suck. And it's why? Why would you concede that? Why would you give in? Why would you? That's defeat. It's going to suck. Well, okay. If I have that outlook, if I'm subscribing to that, all I'm going to do is look for evidence of how much it sucks. Right? Isn't that what ends up happening? The little righteous part of you starts collecting evidence. See, it sucks. See, I knew that was going to happen. See, fucking thing sucks.
Well, I think there's an opportunity for two things. It's if Kamala were to win, it would be we need to double down on making sure she follows any sort of moral guidepost. I don't know. And you got to do that with Trump too. It's our immune response lit up last time.
Yeah.
I hope that happens again.
The Democrats ran on genocide.
Yes, they did.
And lost.
They ran on genocide and lost.
They put $2 billion
and they said
of donors' money into genocide.
They said, we're going to give $18 billion to Israel in the last, how long has it been? A year? And you're the problem if you don't support this, and we won't stop giving money and bombs. You're I've seen the most horrific war crimes, and I'm this is they're not getting any sort of pushback or any sort. We're this is what we are supporting. That's what Kamala said. She said that. She was like, I stand firmly with Israel and we will not withhold money or bombs. Whatever, you know.
Pro-fracking.
Pro-fracking, oh my God.
You know, anti-weapons embargo. Anti-union. Campaigned with Liz Cheney more than the head of unions.
Bragged about getting Dick Cheney's endorsement. I'm like, God. And
bragged about getting more billionaires to endorse her.
And you know where the rub happens is you got the people in your life who might be like Democrats being like, oh, and she just got this CEO's endorsement or that CEO. I'm like, that sounds horrible. And then it's like Trump is going to put in some incompetent person to start in charge of the military or whatever. And you're like, actually, that sounds pretty good to me right now. You know what I mean? They start saying these things that you think that they're going to be like, well, let me scare you. Like the military will be like totally incompetent. And you're like, yeah,
cool.
This place is a fucking death cult.
Yeah, it really is. Death Incorporated.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what we have. We have weapons. And we self-righteously proclaim we have the world monopoly on violence. Only we're allowed to do it. Only we're allowed to inflict it. If anyone else does, we're there to inflict more violence. And yeah, we invade, we occupy, we exploit, we subjugate. And the chickens are starting to come home to roost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There is no resistance party.
No. And I voted for Jill Stein, and I was like, oh shit, like my parents are gonna hate me, everyone's gonna hate me. But I'm like, the 600,000. Last time I looked this morning, it was like 600,000 people voted.
Don't even get into the numbers. She got a historic ass kicking.
I can't be blamed for this shit.
They
I can.
Lost in every metric that they're scrambling on MSNBC right now to put together a narrative where this gets blamed on you and I, far left progressives, Russia, anti-Zionist Jews. Like they're just scrambling to put together some semblance of a story.
No, I voted for the only Jewish candidate. That's what I did. Yeah. I voted for the only Jewish candidate.
Yeah. You support Jews. You have no problem supporting Jews.
Of course.
You know, what Israel is being conflated with Judaism is like
those aren't Jewish values.
No, yeah, that's gonna become a major branding issue for that religion down the road.
Yeah, no, and I mean, it's kind of weird to even talk about this on a podcast because things happen so fast that it's like everything changes. But I'm like taking a shower and you come in and you're like,
Netanyahu just announced that he's gonna wind down the war in Gaza to hand Trump an early victory.
And I don't know why or what happened, but of course I like to hear that. And
we'll see.
I don't trust him for a second. I think he probably
why not today?
Yeah, exactly, right. Like, yeah, totally. It's all just optics. It's also like just play. It's all playing ball. I don't trust any of them.
Yeah.
So I can't even But I don't care who ends the war. I want the war ended. And I think as much as I want to say everyone in this country is a racist piece of shit or whatever, I believe that actually a lot more people just don't want our money going towards war. And somehow they see Trump, who started no new wars, which is a rare thing for a U.S. president, as the better option. So let's hope for everyone's better instincts to have kicked in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, like, our friends in the military are like, look, not that I support the motherfucker, but the world is better behaved with a madman in charge. Somebody with that little, like, edge. I don't know what this motherfucker might do type edge to them.
And someone who at least perceives to be a populist in the sense of...
Yeah.
That said... I
don't agree with any of this. I don't think that violence or threat of violence should be any way to kind of help the world harmonize.
And what we know did happen in the Trump presidency was the largest transference of wealth upwards, and so we're in for round 2 of that. But we were headed to disaster either way.
Yeah.
With the timeline we're on as far as like climate crisis and
Yeah.
Yeah. Either it's disaster capitalism, red or blue.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But fortunately, you're in charge here.
That's what I'm saying.
You're in charge of your mindset. You're in charge of your relationships. You're in charge of
your routine.
You're in charge of how you help build this better future you wish we had.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
If you care.
If you care. If you don't care, like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. Look, I can't fault, a motherfucker for being like, oh, it's YOLO time. That's what we did the first go around with Trump. It was like the shit hit the fan. He fucking slithered in there, and we're like, let's keep doing whatever we want all the time. Now more than ever.
Yeah.
And I think that, this gives me. This gives me a little bit more, juice in that realm.
Yeah, this time I'm a little more responsible with where I'm going to put my energy, I think.
Yeah.
Not that it was bad how I put my energy last time. I was like figuring out who the fuck I am and living life as like a free-spirited crazy person.
Yeah.
And I'm still doing that, but with like a little more structure.
Yeah.
And with the idea that I can help more people.
Yeah.
Like my circle of beneficiaries expands ideally.
Yeah. If you're down and out about this, I would just say, like, I get it. I get it, because we've all been there.
You're like, oh great, we elected a guy who's well, I don't need whatever. I can't even sum it up.
Trump's about to be our president again. I hope he does a good job. That's all I could say right now. I hope and pray he does a good job. I don't think there's any way around it that doesn't fuck up the world and this country more. I think he's going to be our president. He's going to serve for 4 years. And 4 years is a fucking long time.
Yeah, especially, I think, like, I used to vote for with my number one issue being the Supreme Court and, wanting to protect women's rights or whatever. And, of course, I still want that, but it kind of feels like we already lost the Supreme Court. Like,
yeah.
Like, it was already gone.
Yeah.
There's no turning that one around. So...
4 years is a long time to wish your life away and to say this is going to suck. It's going to suck for 4 years. Until what? Your savior comes along and they're wearing a blue suit this time and they have a little D next to their name.
Yeah.
We're here to be the ones to drop bombs. Like, what? For what?
Yeah.
I wouldn't skip a beat if today even had the slightest bit of fucking not being the best day of our life. I would have been so pissed. Because it would have felt like that whole election won and got to us. I am determined to go emotionless about the outcome of an election that I had fucking very, very, very fucking little to do with.
Mm-hmm.
So, what am I going to do? Let it get my panties in a bunch? Instead, I think it had us thinking in a different way about our life. And when we just went on a 2-hour hike together, a lot of our conversations were about how we need to be bold.
Yeah.
We need to be bold in everything we do. And we need to be bold in our art and the way we express ourselves and our approach to life. And, I don't know, every other way you can be bold. But I feel like I like that that's what this inspires, not us to roll over and wish away 4 fucking precious years of life.
Yeah, and expand the table of your circle of friends. People are freaked the fuck out, and I don't blame them. Those people who go around we got to go do a movie about these guys in the big trucks with the flags. I'm like,
what are they
doing? And they creep me the hell out. It's like, I feel like this whole thing started with like this idea that they're like capturing slaves, and it's like kind of been this like long. That's how I see it.
It does have that kind of vibe.
It has that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Like, we're in charge here, and like now it's like, oh, this like emboldened energy is so freaky.
Yeah.
So like anyone who's a little not Trump's America to whoever these MAGA people think Trump's America should be can be really nasty and have been really nasty. And I think that a lot of people felt like we were voting against that, but the Democrats are such a letdown. And
or exactly what
they are.
Did they want to win this?
I don't know.
You know, it was
I don't know.
Such a poorly run, fucked up approach. Like they couldn't see Trump coming from a mile away and make plans for it. It was so chaotic and such a tremendously fucked up situation where they made an early on determination. This is a campaign that's going to be run by donors, celebrities, and fake enthusiasm. And
well, it's so arrogant to think that you can run without offering anything.
Yes.
Especially when you're coming from, like, we're a pendulum country. It's like people don't want to vote in the incumbent, and you know what I mean? And that's what it was. Like, it felt like people want it. People's groceries are insane. Everything seems to be a mess. There's war. There's people are dying. Kids are dying. It's horrible. And you're like, oh, 4 more years of someone saying, I'm going to not change anything. And you need this because democracy's on the line. And people are like, no, I need change.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it feels like the perpetual message of the Democratic Party is, oh, grow up. Oh, grow up with you wanting things for your tax dollars and wanting wars to go away. Oh, stop it with your fucking Medicare for all. Grow up. Grow up. Get down with neoliberalism. Well, I don't know. If you're saying that we're up against fascism versus neoliberalism, that's not how you defeat fascism. It's just not the way to do it. It's never happened in history. There's a lot of overlap between those two, if you really start to look at it. And the Clintons brought us this form of neoliberalism that we're still wallowing in. And if the Obamas ever show their fucking face in this country again, or the fucking Clintons, or all these fucking reptilians of our ancient political past that think that they have some relevance, get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck are these people? Who the fuck? Hey, get the fuck out of here. You served your country. Go take your fucking $100 million Netflix deal. Take our jobs and fucking go have a good time. Get the fuck out of here anointing the next fucking... We do democracy. We have primaries. We vet people. We know who they are. We don't vote for them when they're fucking this reptilian. That's how they forced her down our throat. It started in fucking 2020. They knew that Biden... They lied about his mental capacity then. They knew that they were basically just saying, she's going to be our president eventually. And they forced her down our fucking throat, and the people were like, fuck you.
Yep.
In resounding numbers, the Democrats lost ground with every demographic, by every metric, in every state.
It's pretty bad, and they're going to learn nothing.
They will learn nothing. They are already just scrambling to shame people, because that's the party of, shame and blame. It's probably why my fucking parents align with it. You know? It's like, now we need to be told we're bad. I mean, your dad just did it to us. We went up there and he was like, yeah, I mean, it was people like you. That's why we have him. It was people like you. You didn't vote for Kamala. You needed to vote for Kamala. Like, what the fuck do we have to do with this shit?
I mean, maybe she was someone you couldn't vote for. I couldn't vote for her.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's against my religion, motherfucker.
I can't, I couldn't, I was like, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it, won't do it. And I want, this to be a loving country. And I want women to have rights, and I want workers to have rights, and I want consumers to have protections. And I think we just keep forgetting that the workers have the power, the consumers have the power, and you have to recognize your power.
The people have the power.
The people have the power.
You right now might being told by punditry that Donald Trump has all the power. That the Republicans have all the power. The people have the power.
The people have the power.
People have
How
the
you
power.
spend your money, what you do.
Mm-hmm.
They spend a lot of money to get your money.
Yes.
Don't give it to them.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. You have power. We have a lot more power than we do With our day-to-day choices, we have a lot more power than we do in the voting booth.
Yeah, definitely. Of course. 1,000%. Yeah, we're just getting new oligarchs. It feels like we're not just getting new oligarchs. I have no idea what's going to happen. It could be horrible, terrifying. I do not like these tech bros. Think they're cretins and creeps, and I don't think they care about people. And I want leaders who care about people. Unfortunately, the Democratic Party ceased caring about people. I don't know freaking when.
They were bought and sold a long time ago. I'm sorry, Cass. I'm sorry. That happened a long time ago. What I'm saying is, it's crazy to me that Bill Clinton shows his face in public. This motherfucking Epstein child rapist, fucking perverted, killing machine, disgusting reptilian shows his face in public.
I mean, Trump is a fucking racist rapist, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
People thought they could win on that. You can't win on that, though, because, I don't know. It's not, you can't win on that.
Well, people don't believe it.
Or people don't care.
Yeah.
People are like, I'm getting fucked. Might as well be with someone who says I'm fucking you.
Oh, the guy we're putting in charge to run this fucking ruthless death cult also is a ruthless sex pest fucking rapist. Like, I mean, like, it's kind of fitting. I said it in 2016, and like people get upset. People, liberals especially. It's just like, yeah, we get the candidates we deserve. We get the fucking president we deserve,
Yeah.
This is what mass complacency looks like.
Yeah. Well, that's where I was like, I can't vote for her because we are the most complacent people. We've been so complacent under Biden. We're going to be so complacent under...
Yeah.
That's not why I couldn't vote for her. I couldn't vote for her because she wants to fund war and kill people. It's pretty
proudly
simple.
Stood behind that.
Yeah.
Proudly ran on every value that we're against. Proudly ran on it. At least Trump, he doesn't run on anything. He doesn't even have to. People start asking him about his ideas, and he's like, we'll come up with something, whatever. He's an established brand. That's what that's going to get people out to vote. People have just projected onto him strongman.
Yeah. And that he's going to save all their problems.
Well, and like, it's like people like my parents and your parents, it's like they're very caught up on the flaws of Trump the man. But Trump the politician is just like this symbol that we've all imbued a lot of stuff onto. And unfortunately, or fortunately, who knows, half this country has charged him up as a symbol for what American strength and fortitude looks like. And fucking getting back up when you keep getting fucked left and right. And you know what I mean? Like, he has become a symbol for that. So I think that there's something very different about Trump the man and Trump the politician, people are very hung up on the man and his actions, and whereas Trump the politician, I think, represents something completely different. I think to people it represents fucking, unfortunately, all the wrong things, but someone who fucking gets whatever the fuck they want, no matter what. People see that in him.
He's such a failed businessman.
He gets whatever he wants, no matter what. But even in his failed business ventures, he gets what he wants. In every deal, he figures out ways to get what he wants. And I don't think that he's brilliant or tactful or playing 4D chess or anything like that. I just think he's such a bulldozing, narcissistic type of personality that has accumulated a big enough of an audience and enough donors and enough fucking sycophants.
Well, he's also like a middle finger to the establishment. And
that's how he became our president. That's why he's our president. Yeah. Still to this day.
Yeah.
That's why he just was reelected. He's the guy who will be like, I have no talking points, but I'll talk for 3 hours on Joe Rogan. Yeah. And Kamala is the woman who says, I only have talking points. 3 hours is going to be a frog boiling in boiling water. Yeah. It's going to sink my campaign. I can't even take a chance on doing something just to prevent the hemorrhaging of voters because Trump did it. He went on Rogan. The last I looked, it had 40, 50 million plays. she needed to do that to just prevent a hemorrhaging of voters. But in that decision not to, she showed exactly who she is, or really who she isn't.
Or who she's allowed to be.
Who she's allowed to be.
I don't even blame her as a woman. I wish
she got duped.
She was supported in a way that was like, go out there, be a bitch, speak your mind. That's why we fell in love with you.
Yeah.
Say something, do something, give something.
Yeah.
Because people don't, because saying I'm going to care about you when every politician has proved to not care about them.
You don't care, you're not going to care. Just say you're a bitch. That might win.
Yeah.
That might have won Hillary the election. Hillary and Donald was a little closer.
Women are hated so furiously for being like, though. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is lean into the thing that they might be hated for, because you know it's true if they've risen to that level. You don't think Kamala Harris is a fucking bitch. I know you don't like that, but you don't think she's a bitch.
I don't care. Like, you know what I mean?
Read stories about her 2020 primary campaign.
No, I'm just saying, like, Martha Stewart's a bitch. I love her.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I love bitches. I want
Martha Stewart could win the presidency because she's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm fully myself, and I'm a fucking bitch. But I get shit done.
Yeah, get shit
and
done.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
and
perfectly
that's a good
perfect.
Thing. Perfectly perfect. And that's a good thing.
And I'm real as fuck. And that's what I think.
And she's real as fuck.
Yeah,
and she's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm a woman. I've been fucked with, and you know, like, I don't know. There was a way to do this.
Basically, everyone who ran her campaign should get fired.
They should never be heard from again.
But it just seems like they keep doing the same
They should
shit.
know, and none of these people. It's so funny. We sit down and I'm like, I'll watch election day coverage with my mom. Who knows how many more elections we'll have together? Let's sit together and watch this.
Yeah, we did.
And I'm watching the same rogues gallery of fucking liars and fucking just people that are so completely wrong on everything. They're still the same people reporting the same fucking bullshit. And you could see around 7:30, I was like, this is gonna be really, really tough for her to win. And everyone, no, don't worry. Rachel Maddow starts floating ideas that Russia has meddled around and that Russia's doing this and the reasoning, and it's like they keep trotting out the same fucking people to say the same fucking things, and the boomer generation just keeps fucking sitting there and buying it. And just buying this thing that keeps pulling us right and pulling us towards fascism and pulling us away from, like, all the things that make life fucking awesome and all the things that make this country beautiful, and people being able to freely express themselves and not be scared that they're going to get dragged into endless war or endless cycles of debt or get pulled into wage slavery or God knows a million other fucking trapdoors that are purposely planted in our economy to get more people on the desperation train, on the, hey, you have to work now. You got to. And you got to do it for the cheapest fucking possible wages ever.
Yeah, and I'm going to pray for the best, but I do not believe in benevolent billionaires. I don't believe Elon Musk has America's best interest in mind or the American people's best interest in mind. I unfortunately do not believe that. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope they all do, but...
No, I don't think there exists a billionaire that hasn't been a completely crude, brutalist...
It's inherently immoral to have that much wealth, to accumulate that, because like, what they say, that's stolen wages. It's not, you didn't earn $1 billion. No one earns $1 billion.
No, it's stolen wages, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, I'm against Elon Musk. I'm against oligarchs. I'm against consolidation of power in the hands of a few. I'm against the upward transference of wealth. I'm against using our tax dollars to bomb other people. I'm against using our tax dollars for anything other than feeding, clothing, educating, sheltering this country, making people feel safe, well-educated, well-prepared for the future.
Yeah.
And that should be the name of the game, and no one runs on that.
No. But
they run on vibes. The Democrats were like, we'll do a vibes campaign. Let's try that. The one thing we'll be loud about is our support for Israel.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'll just do a vibes campaign.
Well, they trust the American people to know the things that I know, which is like, okay, the Democratic Party has voted in favor of more consumer protections, worker protections, Medicare, Social Security, all these things that
all the issues that they somehow over generations and decades keep on the table. Like that's the thing I wish people would just peel back the curtain just one layer and be like, why are women's issues, why are women's rights even being discussed? Why is this a perpetual thing? Does it keep us perfectly divided? Have they done a lot of research? Figured out the things that keep us perfectly... I don't know.
Well, I think that's where people are really scared right now and upset. And I mean,
they need a carrot to hang in front of their fucking people. Something that will chase forever, but that we'll never get.
No, I understand.
When we could get it. When we should have gotten it 10 times fucking over. When we put these motherfuckers in there with a mandate to go get us back our rights. And they're like, actually, you know what I have in mind?
We could vote.
A gift to the insurance companies.
Well, it's the same reason that the Republicans won't vote on the border bill, is they want to be able to be like, the border's a mess. We can't we go gridlock under Biden because no one wants to vote for it because they want to run on that as the biggest issue for 2020.
Well, Trump stepped in and made sure that Biden couldn't get that victory. Like, there was a bipartisan support for, like, you know, a lot of the border issues and people coming in and how to deal with it and everything. And there was something that they both agreed on. And Trump said, absolutely not. It's not happening.
Wait, how does he even have power to say anything?
How does he have power to say anything? He was running for president. He had the nomination locked up. And if anyone wants to do business in the Republican Party, they got to go through him.
Oh, God.
That's the way it works.
I know.
Isn't it fucked up? Isn't it twisted?
It is very twisted.
Yeah.
Well, I just am going to pray and assume that people aren't as hateful as... I think that's the biggest fear is around this, like, hate and division. And I think people's hearts aren't as much like that as it seems. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, I think it's a really good time to fucking take an in-breath and be glad that this is over and that something is decided. And then crystallize your vision for your fucking life. And how do you want what are your goals? How do you want your life to feel on the other side of the Trump presidency? Because when he's gone, he's really gone this time. And how do you want your life?
We'll be left with Vance, and it'll be so much worse.
Well, yeah, but look, all I'm saying is I'm just taking it in 4-year increments. How do you want this to be 4 years from now in 2028 when we're sitting here trying to have the same conversation? What do you want to have gone down? Did you want to wallow around in victimhood? And fucking have more arguments with more fucking people who you're being told are racist? Like, or do you want to say, like, I'm going to be a brighter, more open-hearted, more compassionate, caring, kinder version of myself 4 years from now, and I'm going to have been better off because this motherfucker got in there? Because that's what's happening.
I want this whole country to be better off.
I want this whole country to be better off. And if it's because we have an asshole as president, and it's making us all want to take a look at ourselves and do better for ourselves and do better for our neighbors, great, we'll be better off for it. But but it's on us. Like, we have the power to control the vibe in this country.
Totally. And you can't, and like, okay, so healthcare will go to shit. You can't afford to eat like shit anymore. No. Sorry, that sucks, but we can't afford to do these things to ourselves.
This is rubber meets the road territory. This is tab meets the tongue time. And, it's getting real. It's been getting real. And help ain't on the way. I love that. I fucking love that personally. Because then what? It's on us. It's on us. Great. Cool. Let them fucking play out the dog and pony show. What do we got to do? Our people. Find your tribe, build your tribe.
Oh, yeah.
Circle the wagons, figure out what your values are, figure out who you want to be on the other side of the Trump presidency. And if you want to be one of these people being like, well, the last 4 years was a fucking wash because fuckhead was the president. Like, no, it doesn't have to fucking be like that. It really does not have to be like that. And I really pray to God that the material conditions in this country don't completely deteriorate to the point where I want to delete this conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, we tried to make people feel okay, and everyone should have felt horrible. I don't know.
Well, no, look, I mean, do people, look, I don't think people, I think people work so hard, and it's so hard to keep mental health and keep bodily health with what we're bombarded with all the time, that, people fucking need a break. People need a breath of fresh air. People, people deserve healing and harmonizing and a sense that they're safe here.
Yeah.
But it's getting real.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Shit's getting real. And the last go round, it triggered an immune response, which was the Trump presidency starting with the biggest worldwide protests ever measured. And his presidency ended in that way too.
Yeah.
And it was for totally different reasons. But we started to examine things a little bit more. And we started to look at the conditions that different people face in this country.
I think your fear is justifiable, but it's not, you don't want it to be your dominant emotion because it doesn't help us doesn't help us build something better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And because we need to be empowered right now more than anything.
That's what I think.
You can't let some freaking jerk off take your power away.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And that little weird safety net feeling, I think, that just having a Democrat in there, that false sense of complacency that happens when there's a Democrat in there, totally. That's about to go away. We have a couple months now to kind of take a few breaths, figure out how we want to proceed. And if you can crystallize a vision for the way you want to be and what you want your life to feel like, look like, be like in 2028, then you can kind of figure out how to get there day by day.
I want this whole backyard to be gardens.
Okay, that's the goal.
Yeah.
We'll be back here in November 2028. You could set a reminder after the election of November 2028. Where we'll be electing J.D. Vance over Pete Buttigieg. After that election.
Well, my garden's not going to look
great.
This
whole background will be gardens.
Yeah, but it's not going to look great at this time of year, so.
Oh, yeah. But we'll be like, look, we did it.
We
planted gardens. We got our hands dirty.
We fed the bees.
Yeah, we got down and dirty.
We gave flowers to all our friends.
We became better people. We expanded our love. We expanded our community. We made more friends. We had more laughs than ever. We made multiple incredible films, and we have sold series. Yeah. I'm just saying predictions for their 2028.
I love
Not
it.
even predictions; they're just premonitions.
Yeah, totally.
But have this for your life, especially on a day like today, where there's a lot of, that's the reason we're recording, is because there's a feeling of uncertainty.
Yeah.
And we're trying to have fun with it, but it's been emotional. It's kind of crazy thing to deal with. I've had an incredible day personally, but I can see why a lot of people.
Yeah, we hit the mountain.
We got outside. We sweat our ass off.
I'm like the most. I don't know anyone's talking points right now. Like beyond.
I have not heard any news or punditry about this.
I was like, la la la, y'all fed me bullshit. I don't need more bullshit today.
Yes. So here's our bullshit.
Here's our bullshit.
Lit up by moonlight. Look at you. Kissed by moonlight. Yeah, we're gonna be okay. It's gonna be fucking great. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Not because Trump is president,
but in spite
of.
Yeah.
Fuck this motherfucker and fuck all the motherfuckers. And if you see, like if your guy is in there, and you see the other side suffering, fucking lend him a hand and say, you don't have to suffer. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be great. Have a good time in spite of Biden being in there if you're a Trump supporter. That's what it felt like was the impetus for one of the most amazing chapters of our life, was Trump getting in there and us having this kind of conversation and be like, fuck that. He is not getting the best of us. We're going hard. And that's when a lot of things got very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been podcasting for a long time.
Yeah.
That we did an emergency broadcast right after the 2016 election.
That is a long time.
The 2020 election, we did one that I was very upset. I had a lot of fire in my voice on that one. I don't know. I hope we sounded as confusing, chaotic as everything feels. We're here. We're a core sample. We're a core sample of how all this stuff affects your average unemployable acid head pet detectives. Yeah. Cool. That's enough.
Love you guys.
Patreon.com/churchofchill. Lots more there.
Peace, love, and magic.